Hey everyone, welcome back to our APIGURU channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm Damien Thorne here. On this channel we share everything you need to know about APIs. Today we will share best practices for creating an API business case. Let's get started. The pyramid is an effective way to illustrate the diverse benefits that APIs unlock for organizations. At the base we have operational cost savings. APIs reduce the integration effort required by promoting the reuse of APIs, policies and patterns. They facilitate a clear separation between front-end and back-end systems, enabling quicker application refactoring and modification. Next, we see sales growth. APIs drive demand expansion by enabling direct sales conversions across various digital channels. Additionally, they enhance supply options, bringing a broader assortment to sales platforms. Following that, we have risk mitigation. Effective API management enhances performance, security, and incident prevention while reducing outage times and recovery efforts. The fourth tier is the ecosystem multiplier. Through third-party collaborations, APIs help avoid direct investments in research and development, marketing, and IT by creating new digital experiences and sales channels. At the pinnacle of the pyramid lies agility and innovation. APIs enable rapid market entry, foster experimentation, facilitate third-party partnerships and integrations, and support the development of new business models. In May 2017, 3 Boston University professors published a study on the financial impact of API investments. Analyzing data from 120 firms over 3 years, they found that companies investing in APIs saw a 12.7% increase in firm value, higher sales, and reduced costs, leading to higher net income. These results were compared with firms that didn't adopt APIs, ruling out macroeconomic trends and random fluctuations. While this research is compelling, presenting this paper alone as a business case to your executive committee may not suffice. Additional context and strategic insights will be essential to convey the potential benefits of API investments effectively. Creating an API business case is essential for justifying API projects and investments. There are several approaches to developing an API business case, each with strengths and considerations. Let's explore 3 primary approaches: the soft business case, the hard business case based on cumulative quantitative benefits, and the hard business case based on top-down projections. The soft business case focuses on intangible benefits and external evidence that may not have direct financial implications but are crucial for decision-making. This approach often includes improved developer experience and accelerated innovation. For instance, a company might consider using APIs to facilitate innovation by allowing developers to experiment and build on existing services and fostering partnerships and collaborations, even if it's difficult to quantify the financial impact. Soft business cases are beneficial when priorities include innovation and customer experience. However, their reliance on subjective measures can challenge persuading stakeholders who favor hard data. Based on cumulative quantitative benefits, the hard business case emphasizes collecting and analyzing quantitative data to establish a solid financial justification for an API initiative. It involves aggregating various benefits across different areas, such as cost savings, revenue growth, and efficiency improvements, and presenting them clearly and comprehensively. For example, a company may calculate the expected savings from a reduced development and integration costs, increased sales from a new channel, and improved productivity from streamlined API delivery processes. By providing a detailed financial projection, this type of business case offers a compelling argument to stakeholders who prioritize measurable outcomes. However, careful data collection and analysis are required to ensure accuracy and credibility. In contrast to the cumulative quantitative approach, the hard business case based on top-down projections utilizes macro-level data and trends to forecast potential benefits. This method often relies on industry benchmarks, market analysis, and broader economic indicators to project outcomes. For instance, a company might use the study on the financial impact of API investments to calculate the increase in firm value to justify the investments. While this approach can provide a high-level overview and strategic context, it may lack the granular details for certain stakeholders. It also assumes that external conditions will remain stable, which can be a limitation in the rapidly changing markets. Each approach to creating a business case has its advantages and challenges. The soft business case highlights intangible benefits, while the hard business case, cumulative or top-down, provides a solid foundation based on quantitative data. Choosing the right approach depends on the project's nature, the audience, and the decision-making context. A balanced combination of these methods can often yield the most persuasive and comprehensive business. Follow the following step-by-step approach to building an API business case. Begin by assessing the current state of the web services, backend systems, and existing data flows. Evaluate the channels used for sales and marketing and examine integration with suppliers. Consider strategic initiatives such as mergers and acquisitions, major system replacements, or market expansion efforts. Additionally, identify regulatory, compliance, and security trends or concerns that may impact the project. Articulate the value of the API by quantifying expected sales increases and cost savings through cash flow analysis and net present value calculations. Highlight soft benefits such as enhanced agility, faster time to market, innovation potential, improved firm value, and talent retention. Additionally, assess how the API can help mitigate risks and avoid costs. Identify potential funding sources for the API project, including innovation budgets, discretionary funds, or annual budgeting through financial planning and analysis. Determine whether a high-level overview or a detailed analysis will be needed and seek collaboration with finance teams. Secure a C-suite executive sponsor to champion the project. Develop a strategy and a roadmap that outlines the fastest ways to demonstrate business outcomes. Embrace an API-first approach to drive reuse across applications, reducing integration costs. Decide whether the focus should be on-demand or supply aggregation, and evaluate whether to implement the API in the cloud, on-premises, or private cloud. Finalize the business case by aligning it with finance objectives and addressing operational and capital expenditures. Plan for a gradual ramp-up in business and technology initiatives. Calculate the total cost of ownership, potential payoff, and NPV analysis. Consider alternative scenarios, including the implications of doing nothing, and conduct risk assessments and sensitivity analyses to strengthen the case. Companies that understand the strategic necessity of becoming a digital business will make various investments, both large and small. Even with an executive mandate to adopt an API-first approach, organizations often base funding decisions on traditional financial planning and analysis processes, which include annual budgeting and capital investment prioritization using metrics like net present value, internal rate of return, and the return on investment. Some companies secure initial funding for API programs through discretionary budgets for innovation projects, typically aimed at proof of concept or research initiatives. However, to truly implement impactful API programs that drive business results, a significant commitment of capital, resources, and organizational buy-in is essential to achieve meaningful ROI. While it's possible to build a business case for an API program using traditional metrics like NPV and ROI, the challenge lies in that APIs can benefit nearly every aspect of a business. This complexity makes it difficult to account for all potential benefits and costs over a 5-year horizon, often resulting in an overwhelming analysis. To mitigate this, companies can adopt an options-based funding approach concentrating on developing a short-term, minimum viable product that can demonstrate immediate business value while leaving the door open for additional funding later. This MVP strategy still requires a business case, as initial funding is needed for an API program team and upfront software purchases. This seed investment can cover the first 2 years, with the option to increase funding quarterly or annually based on the realized results and emerging opportunities. This approach allows management to minimize initial investments while maintaining flexibility to pivot based on the outcomes. When starting with the minimum viable product, it is crucial to ensure it is ready, relevant, and rewarding. Delivering something meaningful for the business quickly establishes a solid foundation for the API program and sets the stage for future success. Ready means selecting an MVP that allows for quick delivery. This means ideally avoiding items that may require significant back-end refactoring that might take many months to complete, or avoiding items that depend on other programs of work that will take months to complete, for example, creating an API for a mobile app refresh scheduled far in the future. Relevant means that the initial MVP should be complex enough to demonstrate key API management benefits, such as controlling access to resources, reducing friction for developer adoption through a self-serve developer portal, or measuring usage through analytics that allow traffic to be tied back to business drivers. Rewarding means that the MVP should deliver tangible business value and have a measurable impact that aligns with strategic goals and stakeholders' interests. The results must directly support key business objectives, such as increasing revenue, reducing costs, improving margins, or facilitating market expansion. Additionally, The MVP should resonate internally and be viewed as innovative and integral to the core business while demonstrating the potential to generate significant value. To ensure lasting success, it is essential to establish clear delivery patterns, standards, and best practices that pave the way for consistent, repeatable achievements. Regardless of the funding strategy, every business case for an API program, whether small or large, must articulate clear business value. It is essential to broaden the perspective rather than solely align with IT roadmaps and operations-focused goals. Digital businesses must adopt an outside-in mindset, prioritizing customer-focused strategies that drive meaningful innovation. This involves evaluating the company's strategic business goals and identifying how APIs can impact key revenue generation and value creation areas. For instance, by collaborating with marketing teams, APIs can facilitate customer acquisition, enhance retention, or increase customer spending. They can also drive innovation in products and services through partnerships with various lines of business. Furthermore, exploring how APIs can influence the channels and markets in which the company operates is crucial. Existing digital channels and emerging platforms such as AI and IoT present significant opportunities for innovation with less legacy overhead. Some companies have successfully identified physical, digital, or data assets that can be monetized or leveraged to create business partnerships through APIs. For example, Walgreens increased retail traffic by opening its photo print center APIs to third-party developers. This collaboration led to innovative mobile apps for photo books and art-making experiences that delighted customers. Users could conveniently print their creations at local Walgreens stores through these APIs, enhancing customer engagement and driving foot traffic. There are different ways to extract business value from APIs. With the integration savings model, organizations can maximize the potential of their existing APIs. By promoting reuse, companies can reduce costs, enhance efficiency, and foster innovation, ultimately driving business success in a rapidly evolving digital landscape. This model streamlines development processes and contributes to a more agile and responsive organization. With the demand aggregation revenue model, organizations can transform core assets into scalable revenue streams. By enabling third parties to leverage their capabilities through APIs, businesses can penetrate new markets, reach diverse customer segments, and explore innovative business models. This approach drives additional sales growth and fosters collaboration and innovation within an increasingly interconnected digital economy. With the monetization revenue model, organizations can effectively generate revenue from their APIs by charging developers and businesses for access to specific services or data. API monetization allows businesses to earn income as usage grows without a proportional cost increase. It enables market expansion by reaching new audiences through third-party integrations and fosters innovation by encouraging developers to create new applications. With the supply aggregation revenue model, organizations can leverage APIs to create a dynamic and scalable marketplace. By efficiently onboarding third-party sellers, expanding inventory, and fostering a strong network effect, organizations can significantly increase sales and enhance customer satisfaction. As this model continues to evolve, it holds the potential to redefine how businesses operate in the digital marketplace landscape. Let me show you how to calculate the business value for each model. Let's start with the integration saving model. First, we have the total application development effort, which in our example is set at 10,000 hours. This figure represents all the time required to develop the applications and integrations. Next is API reuse. This is where it gets interesting. We are assuming a 20% reuse rate. That means 20% of the total development effort can be saved by leveraging existing APIs instead of building new components from scratch. Now let's discuss the internal cost of labor per hour. For our illustration, we're using $50 per hour, which represents the cost of each hour of work from the development team. So if we have 10,000 hours of development effort and can save 20% by reusing APIs, that translates to 2,000 hours saved. When we multiply those saved hours by the internal labor cost of $50 per hour, we get a total savings of $100,000. Now let's move on to the demand aggregation revenue model. First, we have the new channel sales revenue. This figure represents the total revenue generated from a new sales channel, and in our example, it's set at $4 million. This reflects the potential sales that can be achieved by leveraging this new channel. Next is the channel initiation cost. This is the initial investment required to set up the new channel, which amounts to $1 million in our example. This cost includes everything needed to allow third parties to leverage, buy or sell data, services or technology through APIs. Now let's look at the channel support cost. These are the ongoing costs needed to maintain and manage the APIs, totaling $0.5 million. This encompasses resources for customer support, marketing efforts, and operational expenses. So starting with the new channel sales revenue of $4 million, we subtract the channel initiation cost of $1 million and the channel support cost of $0.5 million. That leaves us with an additional sales growth of $2.5 million. Now let's move on to the monetization revenue model. First, we have the API monetization revenue. In our example, this figure is set at $2 million. This represents the revenue generated from monetizing APIs, which could come from subscriptions, usage fees, or transactional fees. Next, we look at the go-to-market initiation cost. This initial investment is needed to design, develop, and deploy the API product and enable monetizing. In our illustration, this cost is $0.4 million. It also includes expenses like market research, branding, and the initial promotional activities necessary to get the API product noticed. Now let's consider the product management and marketing costs. In our example, these total $2.5 million. They encompass ongoing costs for managing the API product, continuous marketing efforts, customer support, and other resources needed to maintain and grow the API business. So starting with the API monetization revenue of $2 million, we subtract the go-to-market initiation cost of $0.4 million and the product management and marketing cost of $2.5 million. That leaves us with a net revenue of $0.9 million. Let's move on to the supply aggregation revenue model. First, we have the new sales of product services. In our example, this is set at $4 million. This figure represents the revenue from expanded product services inventory from third-party sellers offering complementary products or services. Next, we look at the cost of goods sold. In our illustration, this is $2.5 million. The cost of goods sold includes all the direct costs associated with producing the goods sold, such as materials, labor, and manufacturing overhead. Now let's discuss the supplier onboarding cost. In our example, this cost totals $0.5 million and represents the expenses of onboarding new suppliers into the system. These can include training, system integration, and logistical costs required to build strong supplier relationships. So starting with the new sales of product services of $4 million, we subtract the cost of goods sold of $2.5 million and the supplier onboarding cost of $0.5 million. That leaves us with additional sales of $1 million. The year-over-year summary can be used to compare the calculated data across consecutive years, providing a clear view of growth trends and the effects of strategic initiatives over time. Regardless of the chosen API business model, implementing an API platform, including a developer portal, is essential to maximizing its potential. An API platform offers a broad range of benefits. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful and let me know what you think or if you have any questions in the comments. Look out for our next video in which we'll explore the benefits of having an API platform.